the Australian High Commissioner, His Excellency Mr. John Fix, Cabinet Ministers, Commander of the Fiji Military Forces, Senior Officers of the RFMF, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Bulvanaka, and a very good morning to you all. It is my great honor to be here today to commission the newest addition to the Fiji Navy's fleet of vessels, the Guardian class patrol boat, RFNS Savenaca. I was very fortunate to be part of the Fijian delegation headed by our Honorable Prime Minister in Perth, Australia, for the official handover of the RFNS Savenaca. The state-of-the-art seacraft is the first of the two Guardian-class patrol boats which will be replacing our aging Pacific-class patrol boats. On behalf of the Government of Fiji, please allow me to reiterate the sentiments of our Honorable Prime Minister whilst receiving the RFNS Savenaca in Perth last month. He made it clear that it was not just another ship, but a symbol of the strengthened relationship between our two nations and a step up in our Pacific-wide efforts to curb crime in the Pacific. It's hard to think of a time that either Fiji or Australia has needed the shoulder of our fellow Vuvale more than today. So on behalf of the government and all Fijians, Excellency, we thank you. On the same note, I would like to show my appreciation towards the commitment shown by the Australian government through the Vuvale partnership that our Prime Ministers signed last year. Our defense and security cooperation has grown to an unprecedented level in the last year, which exemplifies the commitment that we both have in strengthening our bilateral relations. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellency, Fiji as a maritime nation with a vast ocean space requires that maritime security be a vital component of our national security priorities. However, left alone, our ability to effectively police and secure our immense sea space is limited. In previous times, this has resulted in the exploitation of our resources and the surge of illegal activities through our waters. Maintaining the safety and security of our people, our friends, and our visitors is paramount to the Fijian government, and I wish to thank our counterparts in Australia for their tremendous support in providing a vessel that will allow us, through the Fiji Navy, to improve sea travel in and around our waters. The commissioning marks another milestone for both our countries in terms of our existing defense cooperation, where our engagement has been progressive. The Pacific Maritime Security Program continues to benefit Fiji and other Pacific Island countries in terms of broadening and strengthening their own capabilities, and thereby our regions as a whole to respond to issues such as fisheries protection, transnational crime, and search and rescue. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, when receiving this vessel in Perth, we had the opportunity to test firsthand the strength of RFNS Savenaca as we sailed from Austell, shipbuilding facility to the HAMS Sterling Naval Base, and notably RFNS Savenaca specifically designed electronic engine controls that helps conserve fuel, and twin diesel engines that can provide 400 kilowatts of power. Moreover, this 39.5 meter long patrol boat has a complement of 23 crew members and a range of 3,000 nautical miles at minimal speed. The newfound strength found within this vessel and its highly trained crew will greatly enhance the Fijian Navy's capacity in working with our regional partners to enable cohesive security cooperation on maritime surveillance, from protecting our fisheries to curbing transnational crime. In addition, this latest capability of the Fiji Navy will greatly support Fiji's maritime patrols and improve the capacity of our Pacific Island neighbors to locate and stop illegal activity within their EEZ and adjacent high seas. As Fiji is the hub of the largest ocean in the world, most of the Pacific's trade and commerce is transported through our sea lanes, making our ability to monitor them effectively vital to stability and security far beyond our shores. Ladies and gentlemen, Fiji has been with Australia's Pacific Patrol Boat Program since 1994, when the first of 3 patrol boats were received, followed by capacity building and training of the Fiji Navy. As a bilateral partner, we are thankful that Australia continues to see value in this initiative under the Pacific Maritime Security Program, and it will, in the long term, assist in positioning ourselves as a region to secure our Blue Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, Excellency, in Perth, our Honorable Prime Minister told the story of the RFNS Savenaca's namesake, honoring Savenaca Naulumatua, a Fiji-born Royal New Zealand Navy sailor. He was killed in action at the Battle of Columbagara in the Solomon Islands in World War II in 1943 aboard the cruiser HMNZS Leander. Now as the ship that bears his name has made its way back to Fiji, we can finally welcome Savenaca home and honor his eternal sacrifice in a way befitting of the hero he was. Savenaca and his shipmate Puamau, and I am already told that there is already consideration for the next Pacific Guardian class patrol boat to be named after his shipmate. But Savenaca and his shipmate Puamau and their brave deeds are known to the Fijian population, not through the internet or history book, but through the song Kadambote Navulo Kochulai. One of those old songs, Seruiratu, that tells the story of their bravery. If I remember correctly, it was sung by the group Vitinawai. Excellencies, before I conclude, I want to take opportunity again to welcome and thank the CEO, Lieutenant Commander Tokalo Were, and the ship's company. Well done for safely bringing RFNS Savenaca home. We've enjoyed hearing positive reports from the Australian trainers, and after your extensive training and the journey home, this day was a long time coming. made even longer by your sacrifice in entering quarantine upon your arrival to ensure the health and absolute safety of your fellow Fijians. For this and for all your hard work you've done, Fiji and the legacy of Savenaca Naulu Matua, we're very proud indeed. Thank you.
I begin by acknowledging the presence of the Honourable Minister, Inia Seruiratu, and his fellow Cabinet Ministers, the Commander of the RFMF, the Police Commissioner, the Acting Chief of the Fiji Navy, members of the RFMF, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Can I begin perhaps by paying a small tribute to the life and to the death of Ordinary Seaman Savenaca, who, as the Minister mentioned, gave his life in defence of freedom 7 decades ago while serving with the Royal New Zealand Navy in the Solomon Islands. Obviously, had it not been for the coronavirus outbreak, the Australian Minister for Defence, Senator Reynolds, would have been standing here in my place. And in that regard, can I take a moment to acknowledge the deeply impressive response of the Fiji government in dealing with this terrible virus. While it's too early to declare complete success, Fiji is clearly headed on that trajectory. Can I also acknowledge the men and women from across the Fiji government, doctors, nurses, health workers, civil servants, members of the disciplined forces who have all been on the front line. You deserve our thanks. God bless you all. Of course, before all of this, 7 long weeks ago, it feels like another lifetime, we were all in Perth for the handover ceremony. As the Minister mentioned, the crew of the Savenaca have been absolutely superb during their conversion training. The Australian Navy were effusive in their praise of the crew during the handover ceremony in Perth last month for their professionalism, for their discipline, and above all for their seamanship. And as you know, the Savenaca recently completed a challenging, even a daunting delivery voyage, steaming some 6,000 nautical miles across 30 days, departing Perth on the 24th of March with stops in Darwin and Cairns. And can I pay tribute to your fortitude in remaining isolated under quarantine conditions when you returned here. The handover of Savenaca is further evidence of our commitment to Fiji. Savenaca replaces RFNS Kula, who had faithfully served Fiji for 26 years. It is a more capable and larger ship, which will enable Fiji to operate well into international waters. Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, the Pacific Maritime Security Program is aimed at protecting the region's sovereignty, including, of course, its maritime domain and its maritime resources, and also, as the Minister mentioned, in combating illegal activities which challenge all of us. The program is a 50-year commitment to the region and is already in its 20th year. It provides Australian $2 billion over the next 30 years, comprising 21 Guardian-class patrol boats to 12 Pacific Island countries, as well as contracted aerial surveillance program through the FFA and enhancements to regional maritime domain awareness coordination. And for Fiji, in addition to Savenaca, this program will upgrade the Stanley Brown wharf infrastructure to safely accommodate both Guardian patrol boats, and also, of course, deliver the second boat to replace Kikau in mid-2023. Now finally, before I go, can I acknowledge again the service and the dedication of the RFNS Buller Force, which spent weeks in Australia earlier in the year when we were facing our devastating bushfire season. Your contribution will never be forgotten by us in Australia. I thank you for the great honour that you've bestowed on me today as chief guest, and I look forward to following the progress of Savenaca. She will serve Fiji proudly. Thank you.
Big round of applause, please.
Coming! Off! Cut! Greetings to RFNS Savenaca! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! RFNS Savenaca!